Good evening and welcome. I just tapped off of it. Tonight, we will be going over the history and geography of Carinthia in Slovenia. We're going to start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Slovenia always to me is like one of those lesser known European countries. So we are wedged right here, right next to Italy, and just below Austria. Hungary's over there. Croatia is the southern border there. Wedged right in there in Central Europe. And whoa, we are going to be at the top of Slovenia here, up in these beautiful mountains here. Just let me see. Yeah, technically within the Alps, the more famous mountains are over here. That's where you can find Triglav. But we're going to be over here tonight in Carinthia. There's Ljubljana over there. That's the capital of Slovenia. But the capital of Carinthia is Slovenj Gradec. Slovenj Gradec is named after the word for castle, which you can see Graz up here in Austria. Comes from the same root word, so this is basically Slovenia Graz in Slovene. Let me see, did I write when it was founded? I did not in my notes. Oh well. I have all of the years that I have to talk about written like over here, so you might hear my voice change like that. It's very dark in here. This area has a lot of farms, mainly cattle, herding, things like that. Taking all of the cows and such up in the mountains, up to pasture. But there's also not much else here to see. Let's check out Slovenj Gradec. Seems like a nice little town. Let's see what we can find. It's very quaint. All these aerial shots. I know there's a few at the end. Here we go, where we can actually see it from ground level. The beautiful little square. There it is, all set up for Christmas, of course. There's a horse. Just a good horse. And yeah, just a little town. Nothing too fancy. And there's a very Soviet style statue left over from Yugoslavia times. We'll talk about it in a second. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to show you in this area, and there really isn't. It's all beautiful little mountains. There's little sights to see, but nothing like you guys gotta see this. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. There really isn't. Sorry to say. Poor Slovenia. Slovenia is absolutely gorgeous. And there's not a lot of good photos here, so I'm going to need you Slovenes out there to come to this Carinthia area and take some photos and upload them to Google and let us know so we can see some good photos. Come hiking up here, okay? Come see the little towns. Or if you're Austrian, hop the border and check out this area of Carinthia. So why is there a Carinthia, Austria, and a Carinthia, Slovenia? Well, once upon a time, it was all the same area. Let me check the years here. 976 was when Carinthia broke away from Bavaria and eventually became part of the region of Styria, which is now completely in Austria. And like I said, it's farmland, it's mountains, so there's not a lot of history until 1918. In 1918, World War I was over. So we're crooked. There we go. Austria-Hungary, which controlled this area, lost the war, and borders were redrawn so to benefit the victors. And they decided, because there were many Slovenes living in this area down here, that they would draw a line through this area and be like, this is the Austrian/German ethnic side, and this is the Slovene ethnic side. The issue was that even though that border was drawn, there were still a lot of Germans and German-speaking people in this area, but it was kind of whatevs. It became part of the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, which would eventually be rebranded as Yugoslavia in like a decade later. Then World War II comes around. Let me see. I feel like... Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't write down here. World War II rolls along. This area is invaded by the Germans because Germany takes over Austria in the Anschluss. And they head into this area to try to reclaim it. And it was not a good time. You can imagine, we all know what they did to the areas that they invaded. We don't need to go into it for YouTube monetization purposes and relaxation purposes. It's not very relaxing at all. But there is a lot of partisan fighting here. The partisans who are more famous like over in, like I want to say like Serbia. This area down here in former Yugoslavia. They were the resistance fighters, and they would hide out in the forest and basically commit guerrilla warfare against the Nazi Germans. And these forests and mountains up here were perfect places for the partisans to hide out and fight back against the Germans. Once they retreated and World War II ended and this became Yugoslavia, the very like Soviet leaning but not quite Soviet communist Yugoslavia, not Albania, they hardlined like the ethnic conglomeration here and said no Germans allowed. Anyone who was ethnically German or German speaking were booted out. Many had left willingly before that. But they maintained this hard line here, saying this is now Yugoslavia, this is for Slovenes, this is for Germans and Austrians, German-speaking peoples. And therefore it became very Slovene. Not so much German-speaking today. Because of that, it became an extremely Slovene region when it was kind of 50-50 kind of a mix before World War II. And that's pretty much all the history that I have for you. Oh, I remember something. There's a cool castle over here in Dravograd, which Grad looks like it means castle. So Dravograd sounds a little redundant. But look at this cool old castle all over Grad. Isn't that pretty? I think this was my favorite slideshow. Look, they got a sheepy signal there. There's the flag of Slovenia, and I guess the flag of the region, maybe? Got a European Union flag, too, nearby. But yeah, like, if I found a slideshow, it just looks like this. There's big mountains, and lots of forest. Look at that cool old ruined building there. That's so cool. So yeah, not much to see here. That goes down into this lake or river here. Because it's a lake. How pretty. Yeah, that's my favorite slideshow in this region. But yeah, we'll be going to central Slovenia in a few weeks, so more Slovenia content is coming, and hopefully there's better photos there. I would hope so. But that's going to be it for tonight. Let's look at this town. This town is within it. Mežica, I think. Lead and zinc mine under Mount Peka. That's right, Mount Peka. So I didn't think I found a slideshow for Mount Peka. Is that it? See, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's within our area. I guess that's a mining museum. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, oh that's scary. Wait, they got dinosaurs. I didn't see this. Oh no, and you raft down it? Hard pass for me. They're riding their bikes in the scary cave. Little rail car going into the mine here. Ooh, this is terrifying. I mean, it's a cool little museum. They got dinosaurs too, because why not? Wow. I guess that's what they'd mine out. All of the, what was it, zinc and what else? Something or other? Dinosaurs? Wow. Yeah, this did not pop up when I was looking at the dinosaurs. When I was researching. That's so crazy. Was it? They mined. Lead and zinc, that's what it was. Yeah, I should also have said that these areas became very industrialized during the Yugoslavia times. But not terribly industrialized. As you can see, it's all mountains. The areas that they could industrialize, they did. You can see there. But yeah, let's look at this slideshow to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Next, we're going to be heading to Paraguay, which will be very similar to this. It's a very tiny region in Paraguay. So I'm not going to bother getting my whole map out so that you can look at the speck on the map. So we'll just look at it on Google Earth. A little lily of the valley there. How pretty. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I do hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good night. Good night. Good night. There we go. Good night. Good night.